Simon Ekpa is doing something about this Biafra referendum.
I don't know. I don't understand the kind of referendum he's talking about. You know, I think I've made statement in that regard on this platform. I don't understand that kind of referendum. You know, if there's going to be a referendum, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who that's there. I don't know the institutions that are involved. I'm not seeing anything, you know, in this part of the world.
Do you follow Simon Ekpa?
I do not follow him, and I don't think I will follow him. I would follow him, you know, because you see, the modus operandi is I'm not comfortable with it. You know, the way he does his things, I'm not comfortable with it. If, like, let me tell you, unless they want igbos to continue dying, you know, with all the way, you know, they are driving the issue of Biafra, we have died enough. If they feel the thing must stop, then build enough capacity internationally. Let us be hearing what leaders are talking about Biafra. Like they are talking about the issue of, you know, Hamas and Israel. Why is it that every time and then somewhere in one corner in Finland we are hearing referendum? An ordinary Ipob man in Lagos, in Kaduna, in the east, does not know where the referendum is holding. And you're talking about what kind of referendum are you talking about? The UN is not there, no international observers, nobody is talking about it, no reputable organization is making statement about Simon Ekpa's referendum. So I think, you know, if that is his own way, you know, of carrying out, you know, propaganda or making
propaganda.
Yeah, of course.
You are calling what Simon Ekpa is doing propaganda.
Yes, please. You know why I say it's propaganda. You know, you understand? It does not have a root. That's just the truth. It does not have a root. When I thought Nnamdi Kanu recognized. You know all these things. He's the one that is saying it. You know all these things. When he said 200 weeks stay at home in the south, it didn't work. No, I'm asking you, did it work? When Ipob came out and said that this thing is going to stop, didn't it stop? That's what we are talking about. Let him continue. I mean, I see it as propaganda, which is okay. In a battle like this, in an atmosphere like this, when you are talking about freedom, a lot of people carry out different types of, you know, propaganda, you know, not to drive their aims and objectives, which is okay. But for us, for somebody like Simon Ekpa to talk about referendum, on what capacity? What is his
a disciple of Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa?
He is a disciple. He's not the only disciple of Nnamdi Kanu. There are a lot of disciples, millions of them all over the world. That is not the truth. Nnamdi Kanu has disciples everywhere in the world. People who believe that this thing is the right thing to do. So it's left for you. I can stand up one day and say, okay, you know, there's nothing like Biafra. Anybody can stand up one day and start his own type of agitation. But the one that has been recognized all over the world is Ipob.
Ipob, is it, we have different factions.
Ipob is the umbrella of all the factions that is agitating for the kingdom to come, the kingdom that will transform Africa, a modern nation, a nation that the people, the black race all over the world will be proud of, a nation that will define a black man, a nation that will define leadership, a nation that the people will govern themselves. That is all what Biafra is all about, and it must come. You understand? It's not going to come through this kind of approach. You are talking about referendum. I don't know what you mean. Maybe he's conducting a referendum for his own people in Finland. A Biafran in America does not know what he's talking about. The thing has no global spread. But Ipob, when Ipob makes statement, it has a global spread. When Nnamdi Kanu talks, the whole world seems to understand and listen to him. Why is it always making? Well, I'm not against his will, but certain things, you know, that I'm looking at that will jeopardize the restoration of Biafra is what I am against.
Which are?
And anything, no, I'm coming. And anything that is against the rules, the command and control of IPOB, I am totally out of it. Unless he changes, I understand that. You see, we have only one body, and that body is IPOB.
What about those that have been accused of betraying Nnamdi Kanu in the IPOB?
Bro, when you look at Nnamdi Kanu, is there any sign that he's thinking about somebody who, of course, Nnamdi Kanu knows that, you know, among 12 there must be Judas. You understand that very well. And in this type of matter, when you go back and listen to what Nnamdi Kanu has been saying over the years, you will understand that this guy, he actually was created, made for this agenda. And another thing, you need to understand that the world political calculation is changing. There's the issue of Hamas, and we know that what is keeping Nnamdi Kanu there is not just about Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is trying to change Africa. Nnamdi Kanu is trying to bring a kind of change, you know, that will see Africa, the black race, you know, the black African continent transform into what it used to be or what it's supposed to be. Like other countries in Europe, you know, where democracy, leadership works. There's no leadership in Africa. Go out of Nigeria, go to African countries. You discover, this is, I'm telling you, that black man has not been able, you know, to govern, to provide. Black man is selfish. And if you look at Nnamdi Kanu, it's just a symbol of an Igbo man, you know, who has refused, a modern Igbo man who has refused to compromise. If Nnamdi Kanu has compromised, he wouldn't be at where he is now. The guy is resilient. That man you are seeing is going to come out by the special grace of God, and we are going to continue from where we stop. That is just the truth. He holds the mantle, he holds the mandate. Every other thing is just, you know, cosmetic. That's the way I see it.
What's your take on P2B, Southeast governors, Ohaneze, and other people that are not really into this IPOB of the thing?
My brother, whether they are into IPOB or not, they are all IPOB. Every man from old eastern Nigeria is an IPOB. Whether you are under oath to serve the evil government in Nigeria, that is your business. But as long as you are a Biafran, you are an IPOB. It's a natural thing. Your geographical location makes you an IPOB. And yes, that is just the truth. A Biafran, that's just the truth. So it doesn't matter whether you are a governor, you are this, you are that. All we know that you are a Biafran. You understand? And at this point, once we get what we want, we don't need to tell you where to belong. You will definitely need to adjust.
Okay. Lastly, otherwise, advise Simon Ekpa on how to carry on a Biafra referendum.
Yes, I have been, before now, let me just tell you the August truth, you know, I was following Simon Ekpa, you know, gradually I was following him, and we had, I used to do some write-ups then. Then he came up with, you know, what pissed me off was when he came up with autopilot. Autopilot, and he started making some statements. You know, he had issues with the GSS, he had issues with the IPOB, he started making some statements, he started saying that, you know, he's the Prime Minister of Biafra in exile, you know, all those kind of things and all that, you know, and I begin to see it that, you know, see, we are talking about a nation, we are talking about, you know, a black man. We are talking about black continent. We are talking about black race. And the only modern nation that the black man all over the world can be proud of is when Biafra is restored. Biafra is not going to be like all these African countries that had destroyed their people in the name of leadership. They have corrupted everything in the name of leadership. It's going to be a different thing. So for us to start struggling over who is this, I don't understand that. Then at a point I begin to look at what is the meaning of autopilot. Auto, you know what it means by auto? I'm not part of that. Anything that is not command and control, which is one of the fundamental principles of IPOB, that means it has become something else. You know what auto is all about? It has no direction.
Maybe there's a need for that now.
There's no need for that now. What Simon Ekpa is doing is to change his concepts and begin to see Biafra, expansion, territorial expansion, trying to bring in other of our brothers and sisters to join, show solidarity, carry along. That's what we need now. A lot of people are seeing Biafra as an Igbo thing. It shouldn't be that way. That's what we need. Continue to build in capacity globally among institutions, AU, United Nations, international community, talking to head of states, persuading them to see the need for a nation like Biafra to stand. That's what we need to be talking about. How many of his orders has people obeyed? All those people are saying, Simon Ekpa, it's okay. But he is trying to change the direction of his own agitation. We cannot be talking about Biafra while we are also bringing enmity among ourselves. The Ipob are killing themselves under the name of this one is a saboteur, this one is a... The same people you are saying you want to protect. Nnamdi Kanu does not do that. Nnamdi Kanu tells you the truth, tells you his position, tells you what to do. A lot of things is going to be reviewed once Nnamdi Kanu steps out of custody. That's when we know who is who in this agitation. And God will keep us alive, because I will be alive to say a lot of things regarding the happenings, within the issue of, Biafra restoration.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless your contribution. Thank you.